Hi guys, and welcome to this new lecture where we are going to work with maths and complicated maths. I will show you a couple of ways to do them in After Effects. Then we will move on maybe in the next lecture or the one after to create maths that you can use in any nonlinear video editing software. We're gonna start by creating this math. It's very beautiful. It opens the video and we will go on to create another one. This one is a bit more professional. It gives you the shading and you can use it commercially even. Now, this is a great business if you want to do. You can take them to Fiverr, or there are so many people who are ready to give you their videos, so you can put these maths, or you can really sell the .mov maths to other users that they just want to plug them in their software. Okay, so let's start by creating these maths. As an example, I'm using here a NAT clip. This is a 1280 by 720 and it's only 3 seconds and 25 frames per second. Now we are going to start to create the math in After Effects, and your video will be in After Effects, and then you will render to get your MP4 or your .mov to put it on YouTube or to use it in your work. To create the comp, I will simply click on the video and just drag it to the timeline. I have my composition. I want to start creating the maths, and feel free to create all kinds of shape layers and give them the animation that you want. And then I will show you the procedure of how to make it a math. I will do a simple one for the course. For example, I'll be creating shape layers, 3, 4, 5 of them, as many as you need. I will do the first one. Okay, I like it like this. That is cool. Now I press Ctrl, Alt, and Home to get the anchor point in the middle. I will select this shape layer and just duplicate it. Select my selection tool, pressing V, and then I'll move it to this side. Cool. Now I want to, make sure that the spacing here is quite beautiful, because a black line can appear, or a white line, anything you want, depending on the background that you will put. I will also press Ctrl D, get another one and just put it here. Okay, Ctrl D, get the other one and put it here. Cool. I am set a bit, so that's fine, I think. Okay, I am set. I want to use this as a math. Now, how do I do that? You know very well that the track math will only work on the layer that is just above. And here I have 4 layers I want to use as maths. The simple way is to create a pre-composition. I will right click and say pre-compose, and I will say maths 1, for example, because we're going to have to choose 3. Now, the key here is to create a very beautiful animation, a smooth animation. If your shapes and your animation is not beautiful, the whole thing will collapse and your opening will be not good at all. So it's not about the technique, it's also about an art where you create this mask in a sophisticated, beautiful, and smooth way. Now I'm gonna try my best. Remember, I'm talking to you. If I'm doing it silently, alone, I would have taken my time and meticulously adjusted 100%, and you do that. I will come to 15 frames or half a second. I will open all the shape layers, press P, and keyframe the position. Come back in the beginning. Select the first layer, this layer for example, and move it up. So I want it to come from up. Cool. This layer, for example, I can move it down. And this layer also, I could move it down. I will click on it and press shift and move it down. Okay, and this layer, maybe I'll move it up. So now I have a very normal animation. They come together. I will select all the keyframes, press F9 to give them an easy ease. I will go to the graph, and here now the art starts. I will take them and push them far for 2 seconds, for example. Still having selected all of them, I will just press shift and move it this way, and this guy, make it a bit speedier from here. I selected all the keyframes. Notice what I've done, a lasso here to select all the keyframes. Cool. Let me go back here and see how is my animation. It's a 2 seconds animation, but it will work nicely. Cool, that's beautiful. Fine. Coming here, we don't want these 2 layers to come together. We can either move one of the layers, okay, or play with the keyframes. First of all, I will move this layer inside and then shorten the time. So actually it will start after, but then it will speed up and gives you some kind of a nice animation. Now what else can you do? Let's say this layer here, you can just move it a bit inside, and this layer, I don't know, I'll just leave it here. Let's look at our animation. Are we happy from it? Not bad, it's a bit artistic, just a bit. Okay, you want to sit down and really work on it and make it very beautiful. I have created a matte layer. How do I make it a track matte? If I come back to my composition here, you notice that I have a pre-comp. There is nothing wrong in making a pre-comp a matte. In fact, After Effects will allow you to do that. So I will come to the track matte here. To open it, you just click on the transfer here. It will open it or close it depending on how it was. I will take the track matte and alpha matte to matte 1. Here you are. Okay, it all disappeared, but notice you have your track matte very beautiful. If I press spacebar to play it, it's playing very nicely and very beautiful. Now, this is one way to do it. Of course, I do not have a background here. You could come and put a background and play with it like I have done in the samples I showed you in the beginning. So what is beautiful and practical about this kind of mattes when you create a pre-comp? First of all, when you come to the matte, you are really at liberty to put any shape you want. You can add shapes here, you can do any animation, and you can use shape layers or really compose inside the shape layer in the content and make some very complicated animations and come up and make it a track matte. Since you have a pre-composition, you can come and do animation here. For example, I can rotate it 90 degrees. Then come, let's see it, then come and move it to over here. For example, something like this if you like. And then hide it again and it becomes a different matte. So you have done something different. Also, you can move it and say, okay, I want it here, over here. Okay, that's one. And it's very beautiful and very practical. This is one matte that we have created, but also you can create different mattes. In the next lecture, I'm going to show you how to create a more advanced matte using the repeater and using the shapes, tricks and tips. I'll see you then.